So let's say you order a new American Vintage 2 from Fender. It's amazing, right?
It's great.
Your guitar.
Fantastic.
You're looking at it, and all of a sudden you're like, something doesn't seem right with this guitar. That sticker is not the right sticker.
I'll be darned.
I'm packing this up and sending it right back to Fender to get the right one, right?
No.
What?
I wouldn't.
What? But they messed up. I want the right guitar.
Did they mess up?
They totally messed up.
I mean, they messed up, but maybe it's super collectible. Maybe it's cool. Maybe it's one of a kind.
Dag nabbit.
Maybe in, 30 years, that's going to be kind of awesome.
The conundrum is upon us. So click like, subscribe.
Hit the bell.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about this for a minute. So I've had this happen before, I think, and I've hung on to things.
Okay.
But I've also had that thought. I've talked to a lot of people, like when they get a guitar and something's not quite right, like from a production standard guitar.
Right.
They're like, oh, yuck, I want to send this back. It's trash. This is wrong. There's two flips a coin to it.
I mean, if we had like a early 50s Tele or Strat where they put the wrong decal on from the factory, that would make that guitar super collectible, super rare. From a collector standpoint, it'd probably be worth more money. It
adds a good 5 figures, maybe.
Yeah.
Possibly, just because of that one. That's old vintage if you have time for it. Now the problem lies within if you let's say you are getting, because the American Vintage is just launched. So that's why we're using this as an example. Let's say you just got an American Vintage 2 and you're not sure if you're gonna want to keep it. It's maybe best if you swap it back out because
I don't know.
Well, it's because if you want to resell it. If you're trying to sell it on Reverb or something, or Facebook Marketplace, everyone's gonna be like, "That's not the right sticker."
You do have the conundrum, and we saw this on one of the deluxe Teles with the the Strat style headstock. It had the Stratocaster sticker, not the Tele Deluxe or whatever.
Which we were like, cool.
I think that would be super cool.
Super cool.
I understand the small problem, maybe convincing someone
it's not a fake.
That you didn't fake it or swap the neck or do something weird. But maybe you take pictures with the date. I don't know.
That's where the trouble lies.
I mean yeah.
And like what would you do? I'm like sort of curious like what you would do out there. Like I mean, if I wouldn't really care.
I would only care insofar as to think it was cool. That's assuming the guitar plays fine. It's not obviously like a wrong neck that feels weird or has issues. Like if there are no playing issues.
I mean, yes, if the headstock is broken, you should probably return the guitar.
Probably so. But I mean, if it's just hey, they put a Strat sticker on the Tele. I think that's kind of awesome.
Yeah, and if you enter the custom shop world and you spec'd out something that's wrong.
Totally different.
Different thing entirely. And that actually happened to us once recently. This hasn't happened to us in like ages. It's been a long time, like years probably.
Yeah.
And we got one in that this thing, it was a small thing, but it was enough to, I was like, we got to get this fixed immediately. Wrong amount of frets.
Right.
Wrong amount of frets. It's supposed to be 22 frets.
Well,
21 fret.
That affects what you want playability wise.
But that's 100% a goof.
That's 100% a goof. And I mean, even the decal in a custom shop that you spec'd out is wrong because it's not like there are thousands of those guitars and you got the one unique one. Like you spec that guitar, it's one of one. You should have what you want. So in that situation, I'm
that happened to our friend once. Josh, when we got the sticker on the wrong way. We wanted it upside down. It came right side up. Right. We're like, no.
So that in that situation, I would have done exactly what he did. I would have.
5 months later, we got the guitar back.
Right, just a small way, but yeah, on a production piece.
No, I think you keep it.
I'd keep it.
We're encouraging you to keep it. Yes. Right now, that's going to be our casino advice. I think.
We'll have to find that thread again and see if the guy actually what he did, because we didn't know, right? It was.
I hope he kept it.
I hope he kept it too.
I think
if you care what we think. And you happen to see
this. He's like, who the hell are you guys?
Why are you guys talking about my guitar? Well, it was.
We thought it was fascinating.
Some form.
No, it kind of got us excited because you don't really get excited that much about that.
No,
normally
we're like dead inside.
We are. We're like the Dead Sea Scrolls, but
very
deader.
Strange. Way deader.
And I started watching a video about the Dead Sea Scrolls the other day.
It's fascinating.
And I got so bored though. I just don't want to be smart now. I need to watch like funny cats.
I mean, all those little caves and the little.
It's super fascinating.
Kind of is.
But I was like, I immediately need to be dumb right now. I've had a long day.
Some little kid found them, right?
Was that what it was?
I think so.
Good Lord, that's amazing. He didn't destroy them.
I don't think so.
That's unreal.
That's true.
That wasn't just lost irrevocably to the.
I could be totally wrong too. I could be mixing stories. We are definitely not authorities on the Dead Sea Scrolls.
No, not at all.
But I do love things like that. I read about it.
I know we're nerds. I was watching stuff on like Ukraine last night too a little bit, and just I need to stop, but it's. No, so I think overall we're going to say thumbs up to keep it because there's so many examples of great, just even like the whole idea of like the Fender no-caster. was sort of like a goofy thing that was coming out. It wasn't a mistake, but when they had to pull those stickers off and not put them on because of the whole broadcaster with Gretsch issue.
Let's say,
the broadcaster.
Let me throw this out there.
Sure.
Let me give you a hypothetical.
I'll take it.
I can think of maybe one scenario where I'd want to not keep it.
Dragons.
I like dragons, so no. So wrong. Let's say that you get one and the decal on there is for a lesser model than what you bought, than what you have.
Like if it's a Squire decal?
Well, it's maybe not even that bad. Let's say like something
it's
like
American Performer and it's not the American Pro.
Yeah, something like that. I can't even think of a real scenario where that could be possible. But I'm just saying if it was along those lines, where like the thing denoted it as a lower, tier than it is. Maybe.
This is the tricky spot too, because there's so many more guitars being built today too. The collectability of them does not go up in the same radiuses that it did back in the old days.
There's also way more fakes. Like there are not really fakes from the 50s. You know what I mean?
There's fakes of the 50s.
There's fakes of the 50s, but I mean back, you know what I'm saying though.
Which is part of why the Fender Custom Shop will not build you a guitar without the stamp on the back of the headstock as well, and they put relic inside
the relic
the body.
under the pick guard.
Yeah, just the little things like that. They will not do that because they know people will take their stuff because it looks so good and be like, this is a real 53 Telecaster.
Give me $50,000.
And then you've got a really cool. And then if I was the person who bought that, I would never take it apart and be like, this is my vintage 53 Telecaster.
And you would just die with it.
I don't want to know.
That's right.
I don't want to know. Because there's been a lot of cases of folks finding out they've had forgeries like recently, and it's sort of a bummer.
God, that would suck.
We were going to do a story on it, but I just don't want to be sad the whole time.
No.
I'd be like, oh, well, so I'd rather not know.
I always think it's sad when people are like, oh, my family's had this for, blah, blah, my so-and-so got this back hitting this date. And then.
Like when I found out my wife was with the circus, like traveling with Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus for like 5 years before I met her. And she was part of the monkey training act. And she would like catch the coconuts and do the trapeze thing. And I never have looked at her the same way since.
Never recovered.
I didn't know this before.
Never been the same.
But she's still my wife. We'll be good together. Oh, Taylor.
You're a good man.
I know, I've kept her around.
Full of grace and mercy.
That's me, grace and
understanding.
Mercy. I'm a kind God. That's from 300. I'm a generous God or something, whatever he says.
The little Persian guy, yeah, that's true.
He's played by this little British man.
Which is kind of strange.
I know, it's a lot of makeup there too.
He throws that spear at him. Almost.
Such a great movie.
Yeah, I mean.
That's my historical accounting of the Battle of Thermopylae. I know it's not accurate, but that's just how I want to remember it.
Beware of goat paths.
But those quotes they said are real quotes from the Spartans. I guess we'll have to fight, and at least we get to fight in the shade when they're talking about all the arrows and stuff. That was real texted things that they said. Because the Spartans they were famous for their one-liners. They had zingers, and that's just cool. Like all this stuff, goat sex guys, or I'm not gonna say the word, but they had great insults, and poor guys. Let's give them a drink when they push them in the water.
Yeah.
They're known for saying that stuff. I think it's pretty awesome.
I mean, it is awesome.
And, one of the coolest movies ever made. Right?
I mean,
I'd say it's probably one of the coolest movies.
It is. I mean, because when that came out, like that style, you'd not really seen it in that way. And it sort of everything mimics that for a while.
So many things copied it. It was like, oh, cool. Here comes
everything. Kind of badass.
Yeah, that was it, though. That was the only one.
300 dudes.
No, so I don't know if I had a lesser model, maybe. I don't know. It's questionable. So there's some question marks, but I don't know. Generally, a cool mistake that if you're planning on keeping the guitar, just keep it. Have fun with it.
That's the thing, right? If you're going to play the guitar,
you're going to make it yours. It is tricky if you do want to resell it down the road and it's something glaringly wrong, but just document it the minute you get it with like date stamp photos on your
That's
phone.
The only thing I could think the way to prove it. But even that doesn't really prove anything unless you got the receipt right there. I don't know. It's hard, man.
But I'm not one of those guys that buys guitars with the intention of selling them.
I was going to say, you're not like a flipper at all. Yeah, like a trader.
I'm not. No, I'm not some of our friends.
He's a hoarder.
I am a hoarder.
But in the best way possible. If you're going to be a hoarder of things, it should be guitars and amps.
It's not like a hoarder like in where there's filthy newspapers and McDonald's bags.
Not that.
No, I like.
And you don't have closets full of pedals, so you got extra room.
I do have extra room. Those pedals are so cumbersome. I got more room for amps now.
I mean, I discovered I have a whole little closet of pedal box. I only have the pedals because I keep the boxes because
I do have a storage bin in the other, like just a little tiny plastic one. Like Sean's like was telling me, oh, you got some cool pedals in there. I'm like, oh, cool. I didn't know. I probably haven't seen them in 35
you have like
years.
vintage, like things that are like vintage pedals now, you know?
Yeah,
a little small stone. You get that.
Yeah, is that like a thing?
Yes.
Or like, are the Ibanez tube screamers from like the 80s and 90s a thing?
Yeah, no one hates them. Trash. Just throw them out. I'll take them for you tonight. Remind me.
Yeah, whatever. They're fine. They're green. I don't play them anymore. It doesn't matter. So enjoy your strange mess up. It's like, you know, probably the same as what you are, like a misfit child, like I was. I was the runt of the litter. The other ones were much better than me, and my family still kept me around for some reason.
And that's why I still good at guitar.
Because I had to learn something to
what else was he gonna
prove
do?
my worth.
That's right.
God bless. They were gonna not even feed me. It's tough. I think that's all. That's all I got.
That's probably it.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Yes. It's a nice day.
Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you next time.
Ta-ta.